This is what land looks like when it works. Rows to the horizon, one man in them, and a sky with nothing in it. 1938. The government filmed this, the way the government filmed everything in those years, in black and white, because black and white was the film they had. Except it wasn't gray. Somewhere around 1939, the Federal Photographic File got color film. Not much of it. 15 plates in this film are all of it that survives from those years in the collection this channel works from. And what came back in color is not what you would expect a government to photograph at the end of the Depression. Because in black and white, it filmed the work. 3 men turning a drum of seed in a shed made of boards. A mule dragging a planter across a field, which is a way of betting that there will be a next year. In color, it filmed this. June 1939. A black church standing in a cornfield outside Manning, South Carolina. White boards, green corn, and a sky that in every other photograph of this decade is the same color as the dirt. The same month, further down the coast. Abandoned shacks near Beaufort. Nobody in the frame. That turns out to be the pattern. The film has the people. The color has the ground. September, Tennessee. And here, the caption does something government captions almost never do. It explains the ground. Copper mining section between Ducktown and Copper Hill. Fumes from smelting copper for sulfuric acid have destroyed all vegetation and eroded the land. Everything you just watched, the seed, the planter, the row, depends on the top 8 inches of a hill staying where it is. There are no trees in these photographs. That is not the season. In black and white, this is bad weather. In color, it is a hillside, the color of a brick, running to a horizon with nothing standing on it. The next year, the color went back to ordinary things. July 1940. A store with live fish for sale near Natchitoches, Louisiana. Spreading fertilizer from a 4-mule team wagon, Georgia. The file does not give the month for this one. And on this one, it is not sure of the state. Georgia oat field with a question mark after it. Then, Southern United States. The film, meanwhile, is still lifting sacks. September again. Taking burley tobacco in from the fields after it has been cut to dry and cure in the barn. And here the file does something it almost never does with a farm. It gives the owner's name. On the Russell Spears farm near Lexington, Kentucky, 2 frames, the same afternoon, the same barn. And in the film, on some other farm, in some other state, the year turns into a number on a hook scale. Court Day in Campton, Kentucky. Farmers and townspeople in town, which is the whole caption. Wagons in a dirt street. A town that exists because the land around it still grows something. January 1941. And the caption records a fact the photograph alone would not prove. These houses had been condemned by the Board of Health and were still occupied by black migratory workers. February. Black migratory workers and one shack. That is the last color plate. "15 photographs, 22 months, May of 1939 to February of 1941, and then the file goes back to gray. None of this is what the decade is supposed to look like. There is no breadline here, no dust wall, no migrant mother. All of it is the decade. This man's face was a color. The straw behind him was a color. Everything we have of him is a translation. A church in a cornfield. White boards, green corn. They were here. If their story stayed with you, subscribe to Lost and Found Archives and help keep them from being forgotten. New faces from before living memory.